9 people, including 8 Dantewada District Reserve Guard or the DRG Jawans and one driver, have lost their lives after their vehicle was targeted by a powerful IED blast carried out by Naxals in Chhattisgarh's Bijapur. The Jawans were returning from a joint operation conducted by Dantewada, Narayanpur and Bijapur police when the blast occurred. According to the IG of Bastar, the vehicle was struck by an explosive device, resulting in the deaths of all 9 individuals on board. An official had earlier said that this is the biggest strike on security personnel by Naxalites in the last 2 years. Sumit Peer also joins us on the broadcast. Sumit, the government, especially the Union Home Minister as well as the government of Chhattisgarh, they've set a very clear deadline for themselves of March 2026 to make Chhattisgarh and the regions around it completely free of Naxalism and Naxal terror. How does the government now go about this entire operation in the next possibly 1 year, given that like I just informed our viewers, this is one of the biggest attacks that has taken place in the past 2 years.
Devika ji, first of all, Om Shanti. My heartfelt condolences to our brave hearts who have given their life in the line of service. The nation stands indebted, and we all stand humbled. But with all the sorrow and with all the grief in eyes, this is the time to hit back. This is the time to clean this operation. Now we have to accelerate the deadline. So if we were thinking of March 2026, we have to bring it nearer, and maybe December 2025 would be appropriate deadline. And we have to go out all out, eliminate all those terror networks, eliminate anybody and everybody who has to do with terror outground, their overground workers, all their support system, their financial system. It has to be a 360-degree crackdown, and luckily we have a BJP government there and we have a BJP government in the center, so it is quite possible. And one thing what we can immediately do is, for the movement of the people within the state, when we know these IEDs and all are happening, we can have those blast-proof vehicles which can be deployed there so that the casualties are eliminated, if not minimized. We want them to be eliminated as such. But this is a challenge which they have thrown at the Republic of India. And the Republic of India, with all its might, Bharat should hit back, and should hit back to the level and proportion they never know. And even I suspect when this attack happens after 2 years, let's not forget, where is their lineage? Where is their lineage? And who can be the people across the border, from the right or left? You know what I'm indicating at. There are people on the right and there are people on the left. They can even be getting instructions from them. They can be even getting directions from them. The geopolitics is changing. With the changes in geopolitics and the India, which is coming to be more and more resilient, we recently had this, though there's not a direct relation, but nothing can be ruled out. We just had our hypersonic missile which was tested. And there was our neighbor who used to boast about they are the only one in the Asia who has a hypersonic missile. Now, why having developed the capabilities? So things can happen. I'm not saying that I have a proof or I know it has happened for sure. But Devika ji, things can happen. We have a very notorious neighbors on the right and left. Whatever they say and do, their intentions and their action on the ground can never be tested. Our heart bleeds for the people we have lost, for the brave hearts we have lost. But it is not the time for grief. It's the time to hit them back and teach them a lesson. And whoever is supporting them, whoever is helping them, we should take them down. And I want to now see, does the CPI and CPIM and all the left-leaning cabal, do they come and condemn that? Do they really come and say that they are sorry for the loss of the brave hearts we had? Do they condemn this attack, or they are keeping silent? All the people who are telling us go and talk to China, what is their position on that? All that Mombatti Brigade, Awad Wapsi Brigade, Buddhijeevi Brigade, what is their, I call them the gangs of Bharat ke gangs. What is their position on that? When such incidents happen, whole nation should get together and really in one voice say, we will not take this lined up and we are going to hit back very hard. But I'm telling you, with all the apathy in my heart, there will be still some people who will not be, talking and opening their mouth. And I hope and pray, while we have seen in the past, I don't want to bring politics into it right now, there are some institutions in Delhi, where I am mentioning it. There were celebrations when one, Dantewada major, incident had happened a couple of years back. I hope such kind of nuisance is not tolerated. And if anybody is found involved in such kind of nuisance and celebrations and giving them intellectual cover fire, they should be tried for treason now. Because if you don't try them for treason, you won't be sending a very, very strong message. Any kind of celebrations or support to those perpetrators, those terrorists, is nothing less than treason. And they have to be tried for treason, and we have to send a very, very strong message Now, for Amit Shah ji, it's all out. You have done PFI, you have managed J&K. Now, these Maoist terrorists, we should not call them Maoist or whatever, we should call them these terrorists. These rats have to be eliminated from the soil of our Devgaji. बहुत हो गया. Nation cannot take them any longer. And yes, there will be some hard decisions to be taken. There will be some things which will go right or wrong. But whenever we go through a surgery, we have cuts, we have stitches, we lose blood. But at the end of the day, we save lives and we save the country. It's a question of saving lives and country. They have challenged us. By doing this IED blast, they have challenged us. We have to look at the timing, we have to look at the people who are behind them, and we have to look out what is the message they are trying to send us. The message is very clear. We are there to kill your people in uniform, and anybody in uniform who is killed is a national loss, and this nation of 1.45 billion will not take a national loss. That should be our message loud and clear. And let's also look into the connections on the right and left. I think on the right, I don't, where I'm mentioning, I don't have to take the name. The name starts with the C. Let's look at the C connection. If there's a C connection, and if there's something it has to go to do with them, because that country is really rattled, that country is really, boggled down. They know that Trump is going to put a lot of tariffs on them, which will cause their economy a $600 billion to a $1 trillion kind of a setback. In that fiasco, when India is coming up and India is seen very close, and let me tell you something, our hypersonic missile test in China is seen as that America has given them the technology and America is going to give them the more technology. How could India develop a hypersonic missile? That is what the notion and that is what the talk on the Chinese media is. If you look at that kind of apathy and propaganda and these attacks happening in India, there can be a possible link. I'm not saying there's a link or I know of a link, but there can be a possible link. So everything has to be looked at a 360-degree, Devgaji, and we have to hit hard. No talking. बहुत हो गई बातें.
Visuals continue to come in from the blast site.